Manchester United could be closing in on another attacking signing this summer, and the player in question has previously been called one of the best strikers in world football. Reports now claim that United have already held talks through intermediaries with Juventus striker Jonathan David about a potential move. And what makes this story even more interesting is that a summer exit from Juventus is becoming increasingly possible. With Michael Carrick rebuilding the attack and United pushing for a return to the Champions League, the club may be preparing another move to strengthen the front line. So in this Red Devils report, we'll break down why Jonathan David could leave Juventus, why Manchester United are seriously exploring the deal, what he could bring to Old Trafford, and whether this transfer could actually happen this summer. Let's get into it. According to fresh reports, Manchester United have already made contact through intermediaries regarding Jonathan David's situation. The Canadian striker only joined Juventus last summer after leaving Lille OSC, but things in Italy haven't gone exactly as planned. Despite his reputation as a proven goalscorer in France, David has struggled to fully establish himself in Serie A, and that has opened the door for Premier League clubs to explore a move. Manchester United are believed to be one of the teams monitoring the situation very closely, and discussions through representatives have already taken place. Now, these kinds of talks are often the first step toward a potential deal. They allow clubs to understand the player's situation, wages, and willingness to move. And in this case, the signals coming back appear to be encouraging for United. The biggest factor that could push this transfer forward is the situation involving Dusan Vlahovic. For months, Vlahovic was expected to leave Juventus at the end of the season, but now there are renewed talks over a contract extension, and suddenly the situation has changed. If Vlahovic signs a new deal, Juventus could quickly find themselves with too many high-profile strikers, and that could make Jonathan David the most logical player to move on. From Juventus's perspective, selling David would free up wages and allow them to reshape their attacking options, which is exactly why intermediaries have already been informing Premier League clubs about his availability. And Manchester United appear to be one of the most interested teams so far. Even though United strengthened their attack last summer, the club still believes there is room for improvement in the forward line. The arrivals of Benjamin Sesko, Matthias Cunha and Brian Mbeumo added more firepower, but the club wants depth and competition. Sesko has been excellent under Michael Carrick, but he is still a young striker. And across a long season, especially if United return to the Champions League, relying on one main striker could be risky. That's why the recruitment team are now exploring experienced attacking options. And Jonathan David fits that profile perfectly. At his best, Jonathan David is one of the most complete modern forwards. During his time at Lille, he scored over 100 goals, proving he can consistently deliver in a top European league. What makes him attractive to Manchester United is his versatility and intelligence. David is known for clinical finishing inside the box, intelligent movement behind defenders, high pressing and defensive work rate, excellent link-up play with attacking midfielders, ability to play as both a striker and second forward. That versatility would give Carrick multiple tactical options. David could play alongside Sesko, rotate with him, or even drop deeper in certain systems. In modern football, having flexible attackers is incredibly valuable, and David offers exactly that. Another reason this deal could gain momentum is the uncertain future of Joshua Zirkzee. The Dutch forward has struggled to fully convince since arriving at Old Trafford, and there are already suggestions that United could consider selling or loaning him this summer. If Zirkzee leaves, it would create a clear opening in the squad for another striker. That's where Jonathan David could come in. So when you look at the bigger picture, potential departures, tactical flexibility and the need for squad depth, the idea of United signing David starts to make more and more sense. Right now, the situation is still developing. But the key point is this: contact has already been made, and once those early discussions begin, things can move quickly. If Juventus decide they are willing to sell, and David is open to the move, Manchester United could push forward with negotiations later in the summer window, especially if they secure Champions League football. Playing in Europe's biggest competition would make Old Trafford an even more attractive destination. And for a striker like David, the chance to prove himself in the Premier League could be too good to ignore. So Red Devils, this is definitely a transfer story to keep an eye on. Manchester United have already held talks through intermediaries, and if the situation at Juventus continues to develop, Jonathan David could become a serious summer target. But now I want to hear from you. Would you like to see Jonathan David at Manchester United? Would he be a good partner or backup for Sesko? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this Red Devils report, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Manchester United transfer news.